on March 31st, 1973, the magic date that Carowinds came to life.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Chase. This is Chase's Adventure, and we're rearing up for a week-long vacation going to Carowinds. And there's a lot in store, guys. Not only do we have an 8-hour trip down to North and South Carolina, Carowinds is located, we're also going to make some special stops in between, like the new River Gorge Bridge, a beautiful bridge, and it's the largest suspension bridge in the Northwest Hemisphere. Along with that, we're bringing a newborn with 2 kids, my wife and myself. So the car's gonna be packed, guys. So let's get into this video, and we're gonna explain to you a little bit what we're going to be doing there and what you should do and how you should do it if you're planning a long distance trip like this. Let's get into it, guys. So the reason why we're going to Carowinds this year, it's a little bit further south from where we live, and we usually go to Cedar Point. Cedar Point is one of our favorite parks to go to. It's one of our favorite family destinations. But with my wife's maternity leave being at the last week of May, we thought, hey, let's take advantage of this and let's go look at a park that we've never been to before, and we'll have a little bit of adventure while we're at it. So that being said, like I said, there's going to be an 8-hour drive. We're going with a newborn, and we're going to stay at one of the on-site resorts at Carowinds, Camp Wilderness. All right, so as soon as we start our adventure and once we get settled in to our cabin, it's a 2-room cabin. It's gonna be pretty cool. It has several bunk beds and a master bedroom. So there should be plenty of room. We'll definitely give you a room tour as soon as we get there. But as soon as we get settled in, as soon as we get the groceries for the trip that we need, or for the rest of the week that we need, we're gonna head over straight to the park and kind of get our first take or our first views of what we think about Carowinds. One thing that we're definitely going to look into, and one of those things we're going to review, especially before we get to the park, is one of the conveniences that Camp Wilderness provides since it's so close to the park: shuttle rides. Now, during my research of the shuttle rides, one thing I was really concerned about was bringing a push wagon and a stroller. Now, we have a fairly large push wagon. It's a wonderful wagon, and if anybody knows what those are, they can be pretty big and cumbersome sometimes, as much as convenient as they are at the same time. Along with that, bringing our newborn, she'll be in the stroller, which also converts into just a car seat. You fold up the wheels, and bada bing, bada boom, it becomes like half the size. Now, I've joined a couple Facebook groups, but they've been kind of conflicted. One person will say, well, it's this way, and then another person will say it's that way. So if anybody has the same questions or like is thinking the same thing I'm thinking or the same situation, I promise you, we're gonna figure that out right before we get to the park. I'm definitely gonna let you guys know. Now, for those who don't know what Carowinds is, essentially, it is a park that is literally on the border of North and South Carolina, hence the name Carowinds. So the park has already got a unique factor in its own way by just being on the border of 2 states. It's right next to Charlotte as well, which we'll get into that here in just a second. But if I had to describe it to you, if any of those people out there know any of the Cedar Fair parks, I would say it's somewhere across between what a Cedar Point and what a Kings Island is. That's pretty much what Carowinds is. It's another Six Flags park, previously owned by Cedar Fair, and it's got its fair share of roller coasters, and it's also got a water park as well. Let's get into that. During the week that we're going to Carowinds, the water park and pools are going to be open. So we're going during Memorial Day week, and all the pools are going to be open. Now, the funky thing about it is that there are 2 days out of the week where the park is completely closed. I'm not entirely sure why. I think maybe it's just because it's not exactly full-fledged season yet, or full-fledged summer season yet. But you know, we'll get into what we're going to do on those 2 off days while we're waiting to get back to the park. That being said, like I said, we're going to probably try to hit up the park, and we might stop by the water park as well on our first day, just to kind of get a feel for what everything is at Carowinds. We're not looking to ride a huge amount of rides that day, but we definitely want to see what's at the park as far as, you know, flat rides, roller coasters, what to eat, or what's good to eat. So we're definitely going to try to get a feel for the first day, and then we'll end up making our way back to the campsite. The second day is going to be Memorial Day, and I'm assuming that maybe the park might do something special. I've tried to look at the events. It didn't say anything about fireworks or anything like that, but it does have a short day. It's only going to be open until 7 p.m. So we're going to try to get as much as we can done that day. But you know, the good news is when we come back to the campsite does have an on-site pool. So it's going to be really nice to be able to have a full day at the park and then come back and just relax by the pool. It's a really nice pool, and there's all kinds of other amenities that the campsite provides as well, like a lot of jumbo games like Jenga, and I think there's a Connect 4, there's Frisbee golf, just different things to do around the campsite. So second day, we're going to try to do pretty much a full day at the park, make our way back, relax by the pool, and maybe cook some dinner. All right, so day 3 and 4 are going to be the off days because unfortunately, for some reason, the park isn't going to be open for these next 2 days. Day 3 is going to be a little bit of a relaxing day at the campsite. We might give you a little bit of a tour, do a cookout by the pool. There's little fire pits and grills next to the pool, so that's kind of convenient to be able to have all of that right next to the pool. And then day 4, I'm kind of excited for. We're going to go to Charlotte, historic Charlotte, and we're going to see some of the historic sites at Charlotte. We might visit a museum, and then we'll make our way back to the campsite and just hang out at the campsite for the rest of the day. So I think I'm just going to kind of make that all one video, day 3 and 4, and just mesh it together, kind of show you what you guys can do whenever the park is closed for whatever reason. So for day 5, 6, and 7, we're definitely going to have to make our way back to the park. And a couple of those days, unfortunately, I think Thursday and Friday, the water park's going to be closed. So that's kind of a shame. But you know, Saturday the water park's going to be open. I'm expecting, if the weather's nice, the water park will definitely be packed, and I'm expecting the park itself will probably be packed as well, with it being a Saturday. Day 8, we're packing up, getting ready to go. Normally on our Cedar Point vacations, we try to go for a few hours, but I mean, that's a 4-hour drive for us. This is an 8-hour drive. So I mean, we might visit the park and get a bite to eat, maybe ride 1 or 2 roller coasters or whatever rides that we can, and then we're hitting the road. It's not going to be a huge day because we got a long way back home. So as you can see, it's going to be a pretty long week, and there's going to be a lot to do, a lot to see. So anybody who's ever wondered what it's like to stay right next to Carowinds and try to have a week-long vacation, stay tuned. It's definitely going to be fun-filled and informational. So other than that, the only thing that's got me a little worried is that I'll put it up on the screen here, but as of right now, it's showing that the whole week is going to be rainy. I hope that's not the case. I hope that the weather channel is just like, it's going to be humid, so we might as well just expect the worst. But as the day is getting a little bit closer, I think the weather's clearing out, knock on wood. So we'll see. But, you know, with having such a long vacation and being so far away, it can be pretty stressful. So one of the things that I wanted to do was kind of, reach out to those mom and dads and kind of give them a little bit of a heads up of, how to pack and how to prepare yourself for such a trip. Let's get into it. So vacations can be pretty stressful. Yes, they're fun, and it's a way to get away from life itself. But at the end of the day, sometimes it can get pretty stressful, especially whenever you have several kids, and you're going to be gone for a while because you can't just turn back on a dime and fix whatever is broken. So, what can you do to prepare for vacation? One of the things that we like to do before we leave is clean the house. We like to come home to a nice clean house. That way we don't have to worry about anything. We can just lay our heads down on a pillow and just not have to worry about anything for the rest of the week, because we already had a long week at a long daunting vacation. The last thing I want to do is worry about scrubbing the toilet. So cleaning the house and having it clean before you come home is definitely helpful. One other thing that you can do to try to make your life a little less stressful is definitely make sure you do some vehicle maintenance on your personal vehicle. Check the tires, check the oil, check the coolant. Make sure that your vehicle is on the up and up. And if you can, and if you have some available, try to bring some jumper cables just in case. Whatever you can bring, whether it's a first aid kit, jumper cables, extra coolant, extra oil, whatever. If you can pack it with you, it doesn't hurt to take it with you just in case. But definitely the night before or even the week before you go on vacation, you want to do some vehicle maintenance. I'll give you a really quick story of what happened to us before we went on vacation. So me and Carrie decided to go up just ourselves for an anniversary type of deal to Cedar Point. One thing I didn't do was check the tires. Just do a little quick swipe of the tires, guys, and it's going to save you at least a huge headache potentially in the future. But one of the things that happened to us is that not only did I strike a nail, but I struck a screw as well. And what ended up happening is that one tire had to have a plug in it, and the other one was completely destroyed. Now, we took my wife's car up there, and it had a very odd tire, so it became pretty expensive. So guys, try to avoid that by just checking your vehicle a week prior. That way you don't have to have any headaches or limp your way into a tire service area in a completely unknown area. So speaking of being prepared, one of the things I do, and call me crazy, but it's always helped me out, especially within the past few years that we have started our family adventures, is making a checklist. Making a checklist not only gives you a little bit of peace of mind, but it makes sure that you have everything that you need. Now, what I typically do, and everybody's a little different, but as soon as I check that thing off the list, and I know that I don't need to see that item again, I go ahead and I put it away in the car, and that way it's in there, I know it's in there, I know it's checked off the list, and I don't have to worry about it. So speaking of packing, what are you going to pack for such a long trip? Well, it just depends on the person and how long the trip is and where you're going. For us, we're going to be staying in a cabin, and it has pretty much a full kitchen inside of it. So we're planning on getting a lot of our groceries as soon as we get near Charlotte. That's one thing that we don't have to pack. Whether it comes down to pop, food, meats, or anything like that, we don't have to worry about that. Now, I would recommend maybe getting you some road snacks. One thing that we do every year, especially before we go on our big trips, is we make these little Hawaiian ham and cheese sandwiches, and they're absolutely awesome. You've probably seen them at Kroger or Walmart or wherever you shop. These little tiny Hawaiian sliders. You just need a little slice of cheese, some ham, some mayonnaise, and they're perfect little hand food to just be able to slip your hand back there, get it, take a quick bite, and you're good to go while you're on the road. If you're planning on bringing a bunch of clothing, a good tip for you, and especially one that might save you some room in your vehicle depending on how much room you have. A lot of the facilities that anybody might stay at, like whether it's a campsite, definitely hotels, they usually provide laundry services. For just a couple dollars, you could probably wash your clothes as long as you bring some, your own detergent or whatnot. And sometimes you can get them like a vending machine at the laundry services. You can pretty much bring maybe 3 days worth of clothes, wash them, and then boom, now you got yourself clothes for the next 3 more days, if that's something that you want to do. Otherwise, if you do have the room, then what you can do is you can pack that with you. Another thing that you could do to try to save you some room is that they got these vacuum sealed book bags or even luggages nowadays, and they're absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you can get them just about anywhere, from Temu, Facebook Marketplace, Amazon. It doesn't really matter. You can find them just about anywhere. It comes with a little vacuum. You put all your clothes in there, you push down, you put it on the little hole, and the vacuum sucks all the air out, and you're good to go. I mean, it works pretty great. I like it. Something to definitely look into. So that's one way that you could try to save some space while packing. Either, pack what you need for a couple days and use the amenities that facility might have, or try to find some unique luggage out there that might be able to squeeze as much room as possible for you. So speaking of squeezing as much room as possible, with me being a content creator, I'm also a videographer on my side gig. I have a lot of gear. So for those who are just starting out on YouTube or just want to start recording their memories with their family, the one thing that I could definitely highly recommend you bring are, don't forget the chargers, don't forget, battery packs, and if you're going to go to the amusement park and record your events, try to keep it light. Now, don't bring a big honking camera with a mic and everything on it. Try to, bring stuff that's gonna fit in your pocket. One of the exciting things that I'm gonna be able to have this year are these new camera glasses, the Ray-Ban Metas. And the cool thing about them is that it's got a camera on it, and now Six Flags lets you wear these as long as you have a head strap to go with it. Then you can wear these and they permit you to record. So that's going to be some pretty cool footage to be able to look over and see my girl's reaction on a roller coaster. So keep it light. Don't forget the chargers, especially if you have children that have Nintendo Switches or tablets. You definitely want to make sure that you have chargers for those, because if the tablet goes out, it's the end of the world. All right, guys. Well, I hope you're excited to stay tuned and see what's in store for us coming up here real soon on our week-long vacation to Carowinds. And I hope this video was helpful for a lot of those parents out there that are thinking about taking their kids on an adventure themselves. This not only helps people that are thinking about going to Carowinds, but it helps, in other circumstances too. Whether even if you're just going camping, to the beach, or, another amusement park like Carowinds. When you're packing for a vacation, these are pretty common things that, might help you for your next long trip vacation. So guys, until I see you next time, hopefully in Carowinds, I hope you like, I hope you subscribe. Keep chasing your dreams.